Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up to support the electrification of transport and get the help you need to finance your own EV or clean energy future. And by Unspun, a certified B Corp building ultra-sustainable and custom-built jeans from 3D iPhone scans. Sign up as a beta tester today and get a $40 gift card towards your first pair of jeans in exchange for your feedback and advice. And by Energy Sage. Visit the link in the video description to find local, verified solar installers and community solar projects in your area that will help you power your home and your car with clean, green, renewable energy. Welcome back to TEN or Transport Evolved News. If you've been wondering where I and the rest of the team have been, we all managed to catch COVID at Fully Charged Live, and we've all been pretty sick. COVID isn't over yet, despite what some of our politicians are saying, so make sure you take proper precautions and keep up with those vaccinations. We didn't take those precautions, and we regret it. Despite what Messrs Shouty Bob and friends in the comments section would have you believe, DC quick charging times for EVs have rapidly fallen in recent years. There are already several cars on the market today that can recharge from 10 to 80% in 20 minutes or thereabouts, but this week Chinese firm Xpeng launched a new car that's even faster to recharge, the Xpeng G9. The brand's new flagship SUV, the G9 features an 800-volt battery pack and a maximum charge rate of 480 kilowatts, meaning its quickest charging variant can add 200 kilometers, 124 miles of range in 15 minutes, as tested on the Chinese light-duty test cycle. In addition to an impressive charging time, the G9 comes with Xpeng's second-generation answer to autopilot, which comes complete with LiDAR. This year, we've been inundated with stories about auto dealers charging ludicrous markups for just launched EVs, something that's upset automakers and customers alike. Some automakers, like Ford, have gone on the full offensive, using both carrots and sticks to stop dealerships from trying to cash in on reduced supply and increased demand. Some brands, like Cadillac and Buick, are even telling dealerships who won't sell EVs that they will buy out their respective franchise agreements to ensure that only dealerships who are committed to EVs get to sell them. But Cadillac and Buick's sister brand, Chevrolet, confirmed this week that it won't follow suit. The reason, according to Chevrolet's global VP, is that 95% of all of its dealerships already sell the Chevy Bolt, and thus it believes most dealers will say yes to plug-ins. When is a recall not a recall? It's a question that we've talked about before on the channel, as the world of connected cars means that over-the-air software updates become more common. Because of the way that NHTSA and other safety bodies are set up, any defect that could pose a safety threat to a car's occupants or other road users, or indeed is in violation of safety regulations, requires an official recall to take place. But this week, Elon Musk and many Tesla fans pushed back after a safety fault with the anti-pinch settings of the electric windows of more than 1 million Teslas is referred to as a quote-unquote recall campaign. Musk has called on NHTSA to stop calling these things that can be fixed via over-the-air as recalls. However, given this was deemed a safety risk, it's technically a recall. Other automakers with OTA don't seem to complain about this nomenclature when they do an OTA recall. Against all odds, Faraday Future announced this week that its first electric vehicle, now called the FF91 Futurist, has been officially rated by the US EPA. The automaker, which still has to set a production schedule for said vehicle, said the car managed an official 381 miles, 613 kilometers of range while riding on 22-inch wheels. While the company hasn't said a whole lot about exact final specifications, we're going to assume the vehicle still has the same 130 kilowatt-hour battery pack that earlier prototypes did, which would result in an efficiency of about 2.9 miles per kilowatt-hour or 21.42 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers. The fueleconomy.gov website hasn't updated its listings yet, though, so I can't tell you much more. While Nikola Motors is now actually producing vehicles in limited volumes and doing its best to put its sordid past behind it, new court revelations this week pushed it into the spotlight again for all the wrong reasons. Newly released testimony in the criminal fraud trial of the company's founder and former CEO Trevor Milton shows that when Nikola unveiled its Badger pickup in February 2020 and started taking deposits, it had no functional prototype or manufacturing plan for the same. Under oath, a former employee revealed that the Nikola Badger was essentially a chopped-up Nikola Powersports vehicle married to parts from a Ford F-150 Raptor. Despite telling Milton the concept was far from production ready, the engineer said Milton went ahead and opened up reservations as a non-existent product. The trial continues. At this week's IAA in Hanover, Germany, we saw several new electric models debut, and among them was a brand new all-electric Ford e-Transit Custom. Smaller in size to the Ford e-Transit and designed with the European market in mind, the e-Transit Custom will go on sale alongside Ford's plug-in hybrid variant of the same, going head-to-head with other similarly sized electric vans in the European one-ton segment. While it only has a 74 kilowatt-hour battery pack, the e-Transit Custom uses the same pouch cells found in the F150 Lightning and, says Ford, has a targeted range of 380 kilometers, 236 miles on the WLTP test cycle. There's Pro Power on board for those who want it, and a unique steering wheel that hinges upwards when parked to form a flat work surface for eating or working. The recently signed US Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 has caused quite a stir in the EV world, mostly because of its restrictions on EV tax credit eligibility. Cars not given final assembly in the US or made using US-made battery packs are currently not eligible for tax credits, nor are vehicles whose base sticker price are too high. It's caused many automakers and some governments around the world to complain, but this week we saw the first hint that the proposed legislation is working as intended. How? Well, Kia, which hasn't started US domestic EV production yet, is now readying itself to build EVs in the US for US customers from 2024 onwards. It will not only mean the company will be bringing new jobs to the US, but it will also mean US-made EVs will meet the criteria for full tax credit eligibility. And that, frankly, is a very good thing for US consumers. In order to transition the world away from fossil fuels and towards more sustainable alternatives, we need to electrify mass and freight transportation too. And while we at the channel believe a sustainable future must include a robust, reliable electrified rail service, it's good to see more and more electrified freight haulage options come to the fore. This week, the latest to debut was the eActros LongHaul concept prototype from Mercedes-Benz Trucks. While it's still considered a functional prototype, the truck is already undergoing extensive in-house testing before commercial testing with the customers next year. It offers a range of 500 kilometers, 310 miles per charge from its LFP battery pack, and that can be extended to more than 800 kilometers, 500 miles, when paired with the right trailer. Official range ratings, be they from the EPA, the UN Working Party on Pollution and Energy, or some other test body, are curious things, because sometimes a new-to-market EV struggles to meet its theoretical range on paper, and other times completely obliterates it. And that's something we saw in practice this week when Edmunds published its official real-world range tests for the Ford F-150 Lightning pickup truck. On paper, or rather in the lab, the EPA ratings for the F-150 Lightning Platinum state it has a range of 300 miles, 482 kilometers per charge, but Edmunds said it managed to get the range-topping variant to travel 332 miles, 534 kilometers, before running out of power. This result also gave the F-150 Lightning Platinum a better range in the real world than the Rivian R1T Launch Edition, but as always, your mileage may and will vary. For as long as I can remember, the auto industry has shown a huge amount of distrust towards Chinese-made vehicles, portraying them as inferior to vehicles made elsewhere. And while there are still a great deal of sketchy automakers in China, the majority of cars coming off the production line in China today are as good, if not better, than the models made by rivals elsewhere in the world. And to prove this, there's no better example than the just-released crash test results for the Ora Funky Cat, the newest Chinese-made electric car to go on sale in Europe. Looking a little like the turn-of-the-century reincarnation of the iconic Volkswagen Beetle, the Ora Funky Cat subcompact scored an impressive 5-star EuroNCAP rating, outperforming far more expensive vehicles in its wake. Having successfully completed the test process, it's now one step closer to being ready to go on sale. Short shorts are on their way, but first, how would you like to buy the best pair of jeans you'll ever own, all without spending hours at the shops? Enter Unspun. It's a US-based clothing company looking to revolutionize the way we think about the clothes we wear, using the latest technology to make custom-fit, sustainable jeans that fit so well they'll become your favorite go-to clothing choice in no time. Unspun's mobile app uses the built-in Face ID sensors on Apple's latest iPhones to create a detailed 3D scan of your body, which it then uses to craft a perfectly fitted pair of jeans to your chosen specifications. And if you happen to be within easy reach of one of Unspun's stores, you can drop in to have one of Unspun's trained assistants help you to get the custom fit you deserve. You pick the colour, the thread, the style you want, and Unspun does the rest. And because every pair of jeans are custom made, they eliminate the majority of wastage associated with garment manufacturing. Right now, Unspun still cuts parts from traditional bolts of fabric, and it uses any offcuts to produce denim insulation for homes, but its ultimate goal is to produce custom woven jeans for each person. And unlike many brands out there are zero sweatshops involved. When I was looking to buy my last pair of jeans, I couldn't find any on the rack that fitted me well, and I decided to give Unspun a go. I really love that I could get measurements done without leaving my home, and a few weeks later I can only describe I got my best pair of jeans that I've ever had. Normally Unspun jeans start from about $200, but if you follow the link below and promise to give your feedback to Unspun, you'll get $40 off your first pair. So make sure you check them out, because I'm glad I did. And now it's time for short shorts. NIO has announced that it intends to offer battery lease programs across Europe for existing and future customers, as well as dramatically expand the number of battery swap stations it operates. Even though the ET7 has just launched, NIO is eager to capture the market. Livewire, Harley-Davidson's spun-off electric division, has confirmed that it will soon reopen its order books for the Livewire S2 Del Mar. The motorcycle launched earlier this year and almost immediately sold out of its limited edition 100 vehicle strong production run. After months of promotion, Nissan has officially begun producing the Nissan Townstar Electric at a Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi production facility in France. The Nissan Townstar Electric is designed to replace the Nissan EMV200 in the European plug-in marketplace. As it continues to work to eliminate the need for drivers in its vehicles, Tesla is working to recreate San Francisco in the virtual world using the latest Unreal gaming engine. Tesla aims to use the virtual simulation to rapidly, virtually test its autopilot full self-driving software. Volta Trucks has unveiled the first of its second-generation production verification Volta Zero vehicles. Rolling off the production line in Steyr, Austria, the full-size medium-duty commercial vehicle will go through final verification tests ahead of series production in the near future. The Climate Group has announced a new pledge called EV100+, which is designed to encourage large companies to pledge to remove fossil fuel big rigs from the road and replace them with battery electric ones. IKEA and Unilever are among the founding signatories. Volkswagen has signed a memorandum of understanding with Elia Group to enable it to explore vehicle-to-grid technology and understand how electric vehicles can help stabilise the electrical grid. While it's not the first to do it, it's good to see this major automaker sign on to V2G. As it begins to send out invites for its second AI Day, at which a functioning Optimus robot is promised to be revealed, Tesla is borrowing staff from its autopilot team to ensure Optimus is ready in time. It's not clear how many people have switched teams. Electric vehicle company Mullen, which has quite the reputation for acquiring the dead corpses of bankrupt and faltering EV startups, is looking to do just that with what remains of Elms. While the sale has not gone through yet, Mullen is said to be the leading bidder in the auction to buy. The government of France is working hard to put the finishing touches to a new programme that would allow some electric vehicles to be leased in France for as little as €100 per month. The programme was promised by President Macron during the last election cycle. General Motors and Lithion have signed a partnership that will see General Motors use Lithion to develop a closed-loop recycling battery program for EV battery packs. Amusingly, though, the photo chosen by GM to celebrate this was a bunch of regular AA batteries. After months of waiting, Tesla has officially begun sales of its CCS Type 1 to Tesla adapter in North America. On sale in the US for $250, the adapter makes it possible for Tesla customers to use CCS Type 1 charging stations at speeds of up to 250 kilowatts to charge their cars. Sticking with charging, EVgo has announced a major expansion to its AutoCharge Plus program. EVgo's in-house name for plug-in charge, many Chevrolet, Ford, Kia, Hyundai, Mercedes-Benz, Polestar, Toyota and Volvo cars are all compatible. Ideanomics has announced the completion of a successful test involving a 500 kilowatt wireless charging station designed for use with port-size electric vehicles. The test took place at the Port of Los Angeles and could charge a drayage vehicle in just 15 minutes. Ram Trucks might be behind Ford and Rivian in the electric vehicle race, but this week the CEO was trash-talking the competition. Says Mike Koval, Ram Trucks CEO, the new electric Ram being built right now will beat Ford and Rivian on both range and power. BYD's Blade batteries have already begun to make their way into production electric passenger cars, and BYD is even supplying Blade batteries to Tesla. This week, the company says its Blade batteries are now heading to a commercial electric truck and bus world too, with a new e-bus platform designed for the same. General Motors and Hertz have announced a new partnership this week, which will see Hertz order a total of 175,000 electric vehicles from various GM brands over the next 5 years. It will dramatically expand Hertz's all-electric fleet. Electric truck company Xos, who we visited recently, there is a video on the way, has announced 5 new DC quick chargers for use with its vehicles. They range from a portable 30 kilowatt unit all the way up to a 300 kilowatt pedestal charging station. As more Rivian R1Ts and R1Ss enter into private hands, Rivian has been busy expanding its service fleet and this week shared a sneak peek of its new service vehicles being prepared for use. Both custom-fitted R1T and Rivian delivery vehicles are being used. Volvo has begun the long process of teasing information about the all-electric successor to the XC90 SUV. Called the EX90, we're told it will be the first Volvo vehicle to feature a full suite of autonomous driving sensors, including a 360-degree LiDAR system. Renault has revealed a new concept car built on the upcoming reborn all-electric Renault 5. Called the R5 Turbo 3e, the concept car is described as a car that's born to drift, but there's no official video yet. And can we drop the whole turbo thing with EVs, please? Ford has officially broken ground at the West Tennessee facility that will be known as Blue Oval City. It will be home to a brand new advanced battery production line and all new electric truck construction. Production of those will begin there in 2025. Faraday Future Executives say that they faced death threats and a, quote, misinformation campaign of completely baseless allegations, end quote, as they attempted to raise funds to bring the company's first EV to production. It says it's got the feds involved. A fire involving a Tesla Model Y that took place in Canada earlier this year was, as we suspected, nothing to do with the battery pack. As we noted at the time, the smoke appeared to be coming from inside the vehicle, not beneath it, and now official investigations have confirmed that fact. Swedish mobility specialist Einride has officially announced its entry into the German market. The firm produces a medium-duty autonomous delivery vehicle alongside a BYD-supplied human-piloted big rig and hopes to electrify Germany's major freight routes. A Tesla Megapack within the Elkhorn battery storage facility in Monterey County, California, caught fire recently. While the cause of the fire is not known, it is worth noting that California has been subjected to some truly horrendous heat waves of late. so it's not exactly surprising. Following on from the reveal of its eActros long-haul big rig this week, Mercedes-Benz Trucks also revealed a new battery electric model called the eAtego. The medium-duty truck is designed for more modest duties in cities, and full specifications haven't been released yet. Sticking with commercial vehicles, Renault debuted a new all-electric version of its iconic Traffic van this week at the IAA in Hanover. Called the Traffic E-Tech Electric, this van is a little low on specs with a 52 kilowatt-hour battery and only 50 kilowatts optional DC quick charging. General Motors has proposed some new automotive standards backed up by the Environmental Defence Fund that it wants automakers to adopt. At the top of the list is eliminating tailpipe pollution by 2035. Which happens to be when many ICE car bans come into effect. Thanks to a makeover from specialist company Bosenberg, a Volkswagen ID Buzz was on display at the IAA this week that was ready for anything. An emergency had to throw at it. That's right, in keeping with a long Volkswagen tradition, this ID Buzz was turned into an ambulance. And those are your short shorts. There will be more next time. Normally at this point in the show, I would share a trailer from an upcoming video, but well, because we've all had COVID, our trailers aren't they finished yet. So instead, I'd like to thank all of you who sent us well wishes over the past 2 weeks. COVID has really sucked, and I know everyone cannot wait to get back to making some more awesome content. So if you are not already subscribed, now is a great time to hit that subscribe button. And also, thanks to the weird gaps during the short shorts, I had some coughing fits. It's officially the start of autumn in the Northern Hemisphere, and that means, in the US at least, it's time for various political campaigns to ramp up ahead of the November midterms. If you're not a political wonk or you don't live in the US, though, you might not care about the minutiae of this particular election cycle. But as we've said time and time again, elections are important, and a great example of this is something on the ballot in the California midterms this year, specifically Proposition 30, because it proposes increasing taxes on those who make more than $2 million per year by 1.75%. The resulting revenue, which is estimated to be between $3.5 to $5 billion, would then go towards EV-related incentives, charging stations, and wildfire prevention programs. So if you'd like to see more EVs on the road in California and you live there, it might be time to make sure you're registered to vote. And finally, when Tesla unveiled the Tesla Bot last year, and it was a little more than Grimes in a modified morph suit, plenty of people laughed at Tesla's promise to revolutionise the world. But as Tesla gets ready for AI Day 2, where we're told we're going to see a working prototype, it's placed some new job listings on its website that show just how serious Elon Musk is about using robots in Tesla's factories. In one job description for a motion planning and navigation engineer for the project, Tesla states that it plans to use thousands of Tesla bots at its factories. This would certainly reduce Tesla's overheads long term, but it would also, we're going to presume, result in hundreds of layoffs long term, which would also explain Tesla's anti-union position. Only time will tell if this move produces cheaper EVs, something Tesla has long promised but so far not delivered, and whether borrowing staff from the autopilot team will negatively impact progress there. As the apocryphal saying goes, may you live in interesting times. And on that note, we are done for the day. Before I go, though, a huge thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring today's show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967 and firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean, green electric cars today. The EVA can help you find someone near to you that can help you make the switch to electric. It can help you become an EV educator, and it can point you in the direction of monthly meetups for like-minded EV fans. And if you become a member, you'll gain access to a brand new clean energy and EV loan program set up between the EVA and the Colorado Clean Energy Credit Union. So find out more by heading to electricauto.org. Thanks also go to Unspun for sponsoring today's show. Become a beta tester today at the link below to get $40 off the best pair of jeans you'll ever own. And finally, thanks to Energy Sage. Follow the link below to find out how easy it can be to get verified, trustworthy solar experts helping you make the step towards energy self-sufficiency, either through solar on your home or through a local community solar project. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell for this channel and our second channel, Transport Evolved Take 2. And if you're not already a channel member, or a Patreon supporter, please consider becoming one. Or you can send us a tip through Ko-fi, or you can check out our cool swag store. As we said on Shorts this week, we've just had to buy some new hard drives. Sadness. And if you do like what you saw today, why not consider adding a super thanks to your comment? It is super easy to do, and it all helps our channel grow. I will hopefully be back this time next week with another news roundup. But as always, we hope to be making plenty of content for you to enjoy this week, although because of COVID, it has been a little bit slow. And if you like things off the beaten track, why not hop over to Transport Evolve Take 2 tomorrow for our Sunday Musing, which is asking the big question, what does sustainability mean? And there's also going to be, of course, an update on our chickens and our garden in our newish chicken and garden segment. Whatever you enjoy next, I hope your weekend is a great one, COVID-free, and as always, keep evolving.